Alrighty, let's give this another try. I cut the oldest stream. Happy New Year. Here we go. Same old, same old. It's good to know that at least hopefully now my sound is working. Yes, it is. Now I shall mute myself over there. Good grief. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Hakuna Matata. Let's see if my bubble is still working. My bubble is still working. Maybe. Wishing everybody a happy new year. I hope everybody had a fabulous New Year's Eve. Try that again. Why not start it off with a glitch? Why not start it off with a glitch? I wish somebody would have said thank you to Canadian Haven so much for letting me know that my audio was not working. I appreciate that because as I saw Richard Lawton come in, Happy New Year to you, sir. I was going, Happy New Year, yapping away. And I didn't notice that my bubble wasn't working. I lost the bubble function. Anyway, let's go back to the low budget production that is Ninja Orchids live streams. That looks much better. I don't know where the sound disconnected, but this is my Fred Clacchiara After Dark Black Pearl in beautiful bloom, 6 weeks early. It's been in bloom now for 3 weeks. And well, just in time also for Christmas because it smells of ginger spice cookies with sugar and cinnamon. And even now, it is permeating the grow space with its beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So there we go. We don't have as many blooms on this orchid as we did this time last year. Something is not quite right. Not too pleased about her performance in the grow season of 23, but you know, we got ourselves about 25 blooms approximately, and hey, they knock out fragrance. I don't feel as though I'm missing 20 blooms like I had last year, about 41 or something like that. A very happy new year to you, Richard. Thank you so much for still being here. The other stream was full of jibber jabber. I was talking to the air. I was providing my orchids with some carbon dioxide. I was not noticing that my little bubble at the bottom is not moving, so I was completely unaware. It's good to see you. Stan the man, yes, Mr. Stan the man. He is tucked away, but oh my goodness, and God bless you too, sir. Thank you so much also for all your support throughout the year. Now, we have obviously, I've put the other stream on private because silent streams, I should have put that in the title, Snooze Fest. It's not exactly festive for New Year's Day. That's not the kind of fest I was looking for. Anyway, okay, now you saw me in the chat box of the other stream that I've deleted, put on private. Studio Restream IO. That is a link. And this is my intention for 2024, to get people to talk, blah, 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 not just to consume, which is fine, because at the end of the day, I'm a subscriber as well. I do run a channel now, but I subscribe to many channels and not just orchid channels. And what I see in other communities when it comes to live streams is that people are willing to hop on to the live stream, to the panel here with me, and people talk. They actually bring their opinions forth. Mr. Barbecue and Blues, blah, blah, blah. Indeed. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, sir. I hope you are well. So, what I would like to do is break the ice. Now, I know that it can be intimidating. Trust and believe, I never intended to have a channel. Needs must. And I dove right in. Major headaches trying to figure all this out. When I started live streams last winter, I had so many in-depth topics and I covered so much information, according to my opinion, that has kind of gotten lost in the streams that are live, because obviously they turned out very, very long. But I am going to try another day without mail. Oh, you see, that's why I'm here. You, sir, would you two stop? I'm sorry, I've got me's pups down here. Now that it's as if they know the mic is working now, and then they start their squabbling. You, sir, would be a fabulous person. Click the link up that is up there, which I can now pin because I can see my 3 dots. I can pin that, and you come up to the back studio here with me. You turn into a bubble down on the screen with me, and we can talk. This is what I would like to achieve in the orchid community for 2024. And I'm very, very sorry if the picture isn't as sharp on the stream. I hope it's just me running too much on my monitor, because what I'm seeing on my backup here is looking pretty dismal. But anyway, I am not going to be I'm not able to afford the upgrade to stream in higher resolution. Hello, Canadian Heaven. Thank you so much for making me aware that my mic was malfunctioning. This was not going to be a silent snooze fest stream. No, absolutely not. The dogs are absolutely fine. They were perfect. Let me now, because Dingback here was talking too much before, but oh, where did I put it? You see, it was all super duper planned before. Now I have to find everything because I've closed Windows because I thought my stream was going along just beautifully. And then Canadian Heaven made me aware. Hello, I can't hear you. I'm like, yikes. Okay, this was about 5 minutes after midnight. These are my pooches. Baloo on the top, and King, how he always sleeps, makes it impossible for me to move. He is by my name. Ruth, that is right. I forgot. I am sorry. So they did not flinch. They didn't care. And I'm telling you, there was a ruckus outside beyond the hedge. A ruckus for about a good 15 minutes. They didn't care. There was absolutely no movement. Nobody fell off their perch either. So Ciliana was fine. And it was all hunky-dory. But these were the pups at about 5 past midnight. Okay, you two, stop. Okay, stop. Enough already. Okay, so they said hello to everybody. Anyway, so yes, what I have in mind for 2024 is to break the ice. I don't know what it's going to take, and I need to know from you, the viewer, the person, the peoples in the chat box, how am I going to entice you to come up and talk? Maybe your orchids, doesn't have to be a problem. Maybe you want to go shopping for orchids. Maybe you're not sure which orchids to get. Talk about your environment, talk about your setup, talk about what you do. Oh my goodness. Yes, those are the worst. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. When I was in the States and it was New Year's and gunshots, fireworks, I think they are the worst. They had me totally freaked out. I was not a fan at all. Went to bed early. Mine doesn't wake up unless I move. That's the thing. I couldn't sleep last night, not because the hoopla, but that's just me with some insomnia issues. And I was trying to go to sleep, and it was 4 o'clock in the morning. The last time I checked and looked at my clock, I was like, you are kidding me. I didn't even want to see it. I thought it's about time to get up soon, but nope, my dog snored away. So it was a beautiful day on the patio today, though. Oh my goodness, that's why I pushed back the stream an hour. Maybe that's why my software said, well, you're not on time, then neither will we be. But I had like 73 degrees in the shade today. In the shade, not a stitch of a breeze. It was beautiful. And that's why I thought I need that extra hour. I need the extra hour of daylight to give my orchids and then bring them in, because normally I bring them in at 5 p.m. I'm ready to go at 6. I couldn't do that today. I just had to, because I saw the weather, the forecast is changing as of Friday. Not that we're not going to have sun, but it is going to get cold. I mean, for me, cold, if I'm talking 48 degrees Fahrenheit, that means my days won't go above 60. Oh my goodness, barbecue and blues. Oh, burr. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I can't. But we are going down to 40 degrees with, starting Friday for the foreseeable future. Oh my goodness. You guys, I am wrapped in 2 blankets, one around my waist and one across my shoulders so that my neck area and shoulders and lower back are protected. I cannot tell you, we're still in double digits here, even inside the house, but it's warmer outside than inside. I don't know how you do it. I have massive respect for everybody that has to deal with those kinds of temperatures. I am internally already anxious about what's going to come as of Friday. And the only thing is, you see, we haven't had a wonderful November. We had a fabulous, fabulous December, beyond the warmest December that I can remember here, which was insane. But you have that niggling in the back of your mind. It's like, it's going to snap. This is not how it can continue. Somewhere, we are going to pay for it. And yeah, if it's not because of the lack of rain, we're going to have difficulty with water, and we're already at some kind of a drought alert. My heating is non-existent. Okay, Ruth, I'm going to have to remember your name, Ruth. Please forgive me if I tend to forget. And that is the thing. I cannot afford to run any heater or any heat mats or any lights. The fact that you're seeing lights on now is an exception because I'm here with you. All right? No, I can't. I know, and I don't want to sound, oh, boo-hoo. It is scary, scary. My current situation is scary, scary. That is why I always say I am blessed to be in southern Spain, because at least I can wrap up. And if I get too cold, sometimes I go and stand outside in the sun to warm up. At night, it's a bit more difficult, but for that reason, I call it, I'm going to do the burrito in my bed. And I can't afford to put the lights on. And that's why I also say I do not supplement with artificial lighting, but I hate going into the details because I don't want to sound as though I am e-begging, which I hear a lot of in other communities, people e-begging or dry begging. What I say is the reality for my orchids. And of course, I, as a human, struggle and go through with that together with my orchids. It is too expensive for me to run the lights. And I don't know if it's anywhere. You see, that's not even what I spend on shopping a month, barbecue and blues. I try to stay within $110 per month for grocery shopping. And I'm just going to be honest, open and honest, but you know what I have to do first? I mean, again, Nobody. Okay, I did that. Okay, no, we're good. I just want to protect my chat from any bots. Yes, I'm happy to have two little dogs because as you saw with the picture, the way they were, they're King at my feet. He warms my feet even though I'm wearing heavy sneakers in the house, you know, like booties. I don't wear house shoes or anything like that. I used to, but not anymore. But my booties are more insulated. But trust, because I need the terrace door open a tad so they can go in and out. And they lie on my feet, and I'm very grateful for it. So we do a snuggle huddle. It's just when they do that in the summer, it's like, really? But then in the summer, when they're warming my feet like that, when it's totally unnecessary, I think back to the winter, and I'm like, you can stay where you are. I'm not complaining. Yeah, that's how I try to. 110. Yes, that's my conversion rate. That's where I if I go over that, it means I don't need to go shopping for a couple of weeks because I bought a little more so that I wouldn't need to leave the house. Oh yeah. If I can get below that, I'm satisfied, I'm happy. hmm And these days, of course, it doesn't buy much. It's very relative to the home country, yes, Canadian heaven. And let me tell you some haven, Canadian haven, sorry, Ruth, sorry. It's very relative to your home country because I'm living in a home that is built for the southern climate, mainly catered towards the months of the year that are hot. Now, it's been refurbed and you can put a heater on, but our electricity, no matter what price hikes and utilities have happened in recent years, the electricity here has always been incredibly expensive. So it is not normal for Spanish homes to run air conditionings. They do in the grocery stores or any kind of shops you go to, and in restaurants, they'll run air conditionings, but not the homes. Even though this one is kitted out with all that, it's not usually something that we use because how the homes are built here, they have marble flooring for the most part. It's marble, stone, granite flooring, which is super cooling in the summer, and that's how they are geared for the heat in order to, the marble cools. But believe me, what the marble does in the winter, that's why sometimes it's warmer outside than inside. It chills. I can walk outside after I've been watering the orchids and go to my kitchen and I've got like 3 or 4 degrees temperature differential lower than. So yeah, but that's why I keep saying I am blessed to be in southern Spain. I have some people that are obviously, in Germany, in the UK, and north of Spain, mid Spain, Madrid, where it gets super duper cold. Snow Dragon Kasan. Good evening, people in Poland. Ciao, bello. Nick, it's good to see you. Happy New Year to you as well. And you too, Snow Dragonka-san. Look at Snow Dragonka-san's name. And she is in Poland. I'm talking about these people that are probably struggling as well as I am, and they have to deal with what they have to deal with. Let me tell you, for me, it's a good substrate. Yes, it is. For me here, when I say I'm cold, yes, I'm cold. I am. My grandma always said, it's not the weather, it's wrong clothing. Yeah, but that is if you go outside and play and do this, that, and the other. When you're outside, you're dressed for the outside and you feel nice and warm. It's different when you're actually living in a house that you can't heat because you can come inside and warm up. I can't do that here. So, but I am not complaining. I don't like it. I will tell you, yes, I'm in pain. Yes, I'm struggling. Yes, my body can't cope with this. So yes, I'm freaking out about single digits coming up and cold days as well. It's going to be like walking around in a refrigerator. I'm going to feel like I want to be a hedgehog. I'm going to find it difficult to unfurl myself in the mornings to get up. I'm going to be in the bathroom. Don't touch me, don't touch me, don't bump up against anything until I'm under the shower. And, no cold shower curtain touching me without me freaking out. Yeah, my grandma, she's an amazing woman. She was half my height. So sweet, though. Meanwhile, you have heating and you die in the summer in the lack of AC. Yes, and that is also something that is happening in the north of Europe, that, the AC, the homes aren't equipped, and they're getting temperatures higher than in southern Spain. And they don't have air conditioning. They don't have it at work. At least when I used to be working, my office had AC and everything. So there's that. Now, yeah, I mean, at least in Germany, I know that many, many homes, they have heating, but no AC. And when I look at the temperatures in Germany that were, for example, this summer, last summer, we weren't reaching those temperatures. Nope, not one bit. And they were having it back to back to back to back. So, and the expenses have skyrocketed as well. Yep, I get you. I totally get you. I mean, I am now too eating popcorn as a meal. That's what I'm doing to keep my groceries low. And iced tea. Popcorn and iced tea. Sometimes I'll treat myself to some pasta and, make like pasta aioli with some fresh garlic and some onions and la-di-da. But, again, please, no violence, no pity in the chat, nothing like that. I've always said, ask me questions and I'll tell you, it's just, can you handle the truth without thinking that I'm here begging? I'm not. What I want is my channel to grow and everything will take care of itself. But I also want to interact with people, but also one-on-one on the panel. You had 30 in this summer, in the shade. That is what we had in the sun, Snow Dragon Kasan. You had it in the shade. I did not reach 32 degrees Celsius this year, maybe, last year, sorry. Let me think, maybe 3 days. I had 32 degrees, 3 days, maybe. No, it was the humidity. Let me I closed all my tabs because I was so freaked out about why my mic wasn't working earlier on. So 32, that's 89 in Fahrenheit. No. Snow Dragon Kasan, listen to me. No. Look, what you are doing with that little motive, that emoji next to your name, it brings up the feels. That means so much. No. I need some cherry tomatoes on the patio. Absolutely right. I've been thinking of that, but I have to buy them. So, it's cheaper for me to get whatever little canned things if I want to add tomato to my pasta. But no. And in the summer, thankfully, I'm not that hungry. So it's all great. And when I get the popcorn out every day, Ciliano has a field trip because we snack on it together. That's when he's got his free flight. That's when I have my bowl of popcorn and we share. Thank you so much. That is awesome. And if you could see me, I'm doing the hand hearts. I don't even know if my emoji thingies here shows hand hearts because Google is sometimes a little bit, oh yes, here we go. I don't know. And you know what annoys me as well? The streaming software here, I saved up all year last year so I can keep up with the upgrade that I have here. And it's the same price as I paid last year. It's a luxury, but my channel, for me, I want, like I said, I want people to join me up here. Okay, hang on a second. The welcoming committee, my daughter has just come home. So sorry about that. I'm not going to mute. I'm mid-sentence. Because I want people to join me up here. It's an investment for me so that we talk. Again, blah, 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 blah. And not just me responding to chat, which is fabulous. And I know it can be with parm garlic butter. You know, I top it with a cube of chicken stock. That's what I do. I sprinkle chicken stock all over it and then give it a good shake. But I don't take it out of the bag. I use the stuff that's like the kernels. I don't have microwave popcorn or anything or like that. That's more expensive. But Happy New Year to the doggies. Yes, they're doing great. But anyway, so I have invested back into my channel, saving the pennies from the Orchid Ninjas to be able to keep this streaming software with the functions and features that I'm using. I can use it for free, and I was opting to think, yeah, no, it's a luxury. I shouldn't spend the money on that. But then I thought, I have to do something with my channel so that I can break through the barrier to be able to have people up here to talk. And I get it. It can be freakish. It can be like, oh my goodness, I'm talking to so many people. But you know what? We're only at the beginning. Look, from what I can tell, there's only 6 people watching. It's like us sitting on the patio having a chat. You know, if I were in a position or in a country or in a location and make an open house and have, you know, a quarterly open house and we sit around the patio table, just think that would be the 6 of us here on the patio table. You don't know each other, but you're talking to each other about orchids. And thank you for the hearts. I appreciate the live chats. And I just got some cake. My daughter, something I forgot because she normally still works when I go to bed. Sometimes, no, in the kitchen, please, sweetheart.
I was going to show it.
Oh, you want to show it? Oh, yeah. So if you point, it's probably not going to come across clear, but it's a fruity cake. You can see the fruity cake is coming out. My daughter is showing fruity cake. You have to go where the blooms are. There we go. A little bit more further away from where you are now. Stretch out a bit more. There we go. This is from my daughter. So she does bring me treats. I know, right? It's got fruity things. There's a bit of cheesecake from what I could see. And nom nom noms.
Everything homemade.
Everything homemade, yes. My daughter had her day off yesterday and today. And that's another thing that, you know, sometimes, I mean, she can't bring food home from work. Of course, health and safety and all that. I get that. But sometimes something is in a bag, a loaf of bread. And I'm like, So it's good. It's all good. Cats eat better. That's another thing as well. Snow Dragon Cassan. I make sure that the zoo is taken care of. That's for sure. My blooming thumbnail. The pink bloom, Ruth. I cannot break out the kava anymore, barbecue and blues. I'm not breaking out the kava anymore. Not yet. Can you imagine if one day I can do a video and say XYZ was paid because of the channel? Not because of you. I'm talking YouTube. The channel has grown enough that for the first time it paid XYZ. And then I will break out the kava. And you who are here now and anybody watching back afterwards, you will know what that means because I said it here tonight. Okay, Nick says, all right, since you like to interact and I really like the way you talk, what do you think people really want, need, appreciate as a general value? Okay, now that is a very general question and I appreciate that. And if you're talking about, for example, the orchids, I think people want to be heard. First of all, we can be general. People want to be heard. And that's why I want these streams. That's why I want people up here. People want to also air concerns. Like I'm talking to you now where I would say maybe too much information, too much private information. It can always be misconstrued because perceptions are so different. And but that's their problem. So how people think of me is none of my business. If I communicate in a way that is confusing, I can clarify, I can be more specific and more detailed, but it's rough and I don't want to do that. So I think that if I can reach people, orchids are a connection, but then there's more to it than orchids. And that is our icebreaker. And I want people to feel as though they're not just consuming videos. They actually have a voice. I mean, last live streams from last winter where I was putting the word interactive into my trailer for a reason. There's a reason. I'm now interacting. This is step one. Thank you so much, Snow Dagonta-san. I appreciate that. This is step one. I am now interacting with you guys one-on-one. I'm seeing the chat. And this makes me excited. We had step one last winter. 2024, that link is pinned up there. I would like to break the ice and bring people up and talk. And if there's something you want to show me, like we did in the last lives, then send it to me by email, because it can all happen in a fluid way. I can, while you're talking or I'm talking, I can receive your email, I can throw it up and I can put it on the screen, we can focus in on the image. And yes, if you're not seeing the image clearly, I need to know while you're here, because I may be feeding too much into my computer that I am not seeing my screen, what you're seeing. I don't know if it's clear or a little bit pixelated. So if I'm talking about putting up images, then, and if they're pixelated, then I'll work on fixing it. I'll save some pennies and I'll upgrade so the restreaming software will give me better quality streaming. But, so that is my major thing, Nick, and I hope I answered your question. I'm sorry I got to it too late, but people want to be heard. And if we can use orchids as an icebreaker, I am all for it. Now, of course, bearing in mind, this is a public platform. We are talking publicly, unless my mic doesn't work. I won't be deleting streams unless I'm talking for the first 30 minutes to myself. But if you are open to share and you want to talk about something, then this is what I would like to achieve. I am not Judge Judy or Dr. Ruth or Dr. Phil or anything like that. I can't help with many of the personal problems we're all dealing with. I can help you with the orchids, and then if you say something about something else, then we have a dialogue and a chat, etc., etc. I really want to break the ice. Look, we have so many channels that do orchid videos. So there's that community, there's that, and everybody is floating around. I'm a subscriber too. I look at so many videos that I can't comment. I can like, and I look at, so just because I have a channel doesn't mean I'm not a subscriber, but it feels as though, yes, I do have a lot to say. Sometimes I struggle to say what I want to say because I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression. So I go out of my character, which makes it frustrating for me. So I'm thinking, no, if you have something to say, he who has ears to hear shall hear. And he who might perceive differently, come to me and ask for clarification. I can clarify. And if it then still comes across as wrong and I said something wrong and I wasn't the person they thought I was, well, that's none of my business. I can only be who I am. And vice versa. And I would really, really, like to bring we are an orchid community. Ninja Orchids, Roger's Orchids, Fernanda's Orchids, Nacimiento Orchids and Succulents, Fernanda Nacimiento Orchids and Succulents, Julie's Orchids, Trisha's Orchid Life. Dang, we can do our separate videos. We run our separate channels, but goodness me, let's talk. Actually talk. You know, I see it in other communities. People jump up on panels, give their opinions on a certain subject, and then, you know, there's a discussion. There's an exchange of minds. And yes, I would like to keep this orchid related to the as best as possible, but that doesn't mean we don't veer off into certain areas that could be interesting for others as well. You know, that's I would love to achieve that for 2024. Because yeah, I can be fussing around repotting on the patio doing a live stream then, and you can see more of what's going on. But these winter months, and yes, we're in a different time zone. I get it. It's so complicated. I'm smack bang in the middle of time zones. So it's really hard to reach Australia and then reach the United States and reach everybody to try and get as many people in as best as possible. That's why I need your feedback, you know? Anyway, let me just go because I've got more thoughts about time zones. So that it might be this what I have here on screen is my Fred Clark Yara After Dark Black Pearl Ruth, and I'm telling you, she smells of ginger spice cinnamon sugar cookies. It's crazy, insane fragrance at the moment. So. Snow Dragoncas, and my jars bloomed like crazy. That's great. That's because of your temperatures. But that's great. Snow, if anybody doesn't know, and I'm still kind of, you know, I've got a video, I've got images. I'd like to make a video of Snow Dragonca's son's way of growing orchids. She has orchids growing in closed jars. It's amazing. Amazing. So I'm really happy in that your bulba bloomed for the second time with 3 blooms. And it's supposed to be a young orchid, not blooming size. You see what Snow Dragonca's son is writing here. My jars bloomed like crazy this year. They drank all the water in half the year. I had to open them to refill them already, and I usually do that in February. These orchids get filled, the jars get shut, end of story. And she's got things blooming. I mean, mind blown. And yes, I have the images, and it would be, wow, if you ever have time, Snow Dragonca's son, send me some updated images, because I've got a folder for you. I know I am pending a video, my bad, but I have a folder for you. I haven't lost anything you've sent me before. But, you know, this is what I like. Maybe one day we'll come up here and you talk about what you do and with images that you've sent me. For example, you never need to be heard on YouTube. Ruth, okay. You see, I get it. Do you know how weird it was for me to edit my first videos and listen to me talk? It was like, walk away. Walk away. Deep breath. Oh my goodness. I asked my daughter, do I sound like this? And not only that, the slow, the methodical, the trying to stay professional, the wanting to be on point. Oh my God, contrived much? I'm telling you, it was painful. So I get it. And I know that, I know it's difficult. Trust me, it's difficult. I have become a recluse by choice. Now, not so much, because I'm freaked out about certain situations with roof over my head and everything like that, of course. But if this could work, oh my goodness, it would be cartwheels around the patio. I would be like Fred Flintstone, just on my tiptoes, you know, because it's working. It's working. I can do this. This is gonna, you know what I mean? So again, the kava will come out, and you will know what that means. But we're not there yet. from what I can see with my analytics, I need to be 3 times as big as I am now. uh, and I don't need any invalid traffic bugs come and take the rug out from underneath my feet either. I don't need any bugs like that. But you know what? I've emailed many creators. I've asked them for shout outs. I haven't exactly put all the cards on the table about how bad it is and how I really want more eyeballs on my channel. It's nobody's business. I'm just asking. Well, here I'm putting my business out, but you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, boo-hoo, woe is me. I have emailed so many channels asking for a shout out. It way out of my comfort zone sending those emails. And well, yeah, crickets. So it's awkward much. I am so embarrassed. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, oh, okay. Snow Dragonka says, oh, Ruth says, please share you. You want me to share about me? Then y'all need to ask me questions. Like I said, I mean, I was just kidding, kind of, sort of, like in the description where I said, ask me anything, but you have to tell me everything. Just kidding. Anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there. One day, somebody's going to click that link. I've had Roby Robertson up here. Fernanda Nacimento, Orchids and Succulents up here. I had Trisha's Orchid Life up here. And Trisha's Orchid Life, if you ever hear this, I hope you're doing great. Yeah, I hope you got my email. But anyway, I hope you're doing great because she's been up here. We've done lives together. I've had Julie's Orchids up here. Of course, if I want to reach Australia, I have to be here as from midnight and onwards, which is taxing for the next day. And then, of course, hopefully cover the weekend so that maybe it being midnight my time, it's, you know, early evening in the United States and we can match. But that means it's like 4 o'clock in the morning in India. I would love to also reach India and hopefully one day have Jose San direct in Kerala. I'm like, how am I going to get this man up here? I shared some mounts of his as well, and he's in Kerala. So I'm trying to, I'll be happy to be that flexible, but then I want somebody up here and blah, 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 you know? So then Snow Dragonka says, I think the only thing this needs is clear distinction so people who don't care for anything but orchids, yes, absolutely. And that's why I'm saying the orchids are glue. We would focus on that. Absolutely. That would be the main focal point. And then, of course, I would have to say cutoff time, and now we're just chit-chatting. If their chat is still interested, but the cutoff time is XYZ, I would also then have to make a mental note, make sure it's a timestamp, you know, so there's a little bit of thing for me in the background, theoretically, to get that sorted out. And yeah, you know, we talk about the subject, and if people want to talk about other things, then I'm all for it, you know, absolutely. For me, I really want orchids to be the main focal point, you know. Thank you, Ruth. I appreciate that. Fun and thank you so much. It took a while for me to understand what is acceptable and what isn't, because obviously I'm also a consumer, and I wonder, sometimes people talk about things, I'm like, yeah, if that's not sort of resonating with me, I don't know. I'm not the only one, you know, so, but I appreciate that. It's so encouraging. Thank you. So Barbecue and Blue says, if my orchids don't start blooming, I'm going to have to buy, yeah, for example, silk orchids. Oh, for example, the things we do. Got Pastoral Innocence. Her buds haven't blasted yet. Both of them are opening up, but so slowly. I was thinking of moving her closer forward, and then I thought, dang, if I move her now, the blooms that are there will frazzle. She needs more light to open faster. So I hope we don't lose what I'm seeing now. So I'm keeping those pictures. I'm documenting how the blooms are opening just in case they frazzle out, and because I didn't have enough light to open. Yeah, I always forget to do pictures. Yes. The cat's up here. This is what happens with King on the patio as well. I am filming or I'm setting up my tripod and Monsieur on his back, looking all cute, like, hello, we're going to be here a while. I'm just here chilling, looking cute, hint, hint. So I've got him to move further away from the tripod because he's a big boy. He might be a short little wiener dog, but he's like Garfield. He has big bones. Anyway, his tail will tap the tripod now. I'm like, no, sir, you're getting too close. You over there, you know. Oh, goodness me. And that's the truth. I'm trying to take images, for example, of some blooms. I put them on the patio floor. And who's there? Monsieur. And I'm like, I can't do this because, you know, it's extremely painful for me to get down into that position in order for me to take a picture. And then once I'm there, keep my hands steady and stop them from shaking because of the discomfort. And then Monsieur comes along and nudges me with his, I'm like, no, I can't do this. And the fact the bloom hasn't snapped when I tried to take pictures like that, it borders on a miracle, I tell you. But he's so inquisitive. I mean, you gotta love him for it, you know. Sometimes it's like, no, don't come. I'm, oh, here he is. Or when I'm watering, I have plain water and the fertilized water, depending what I'm doing on the day. But both buckets are warming in the sun, and he doesn't care which one he drinks out of. I'd like to keep it separate, you know, diet-wise. What are you doing? You know, I'm not sure this is that good for you. Okay, the parts per million are so minute. But anyway, so now at least he won't unless I put out a picture for him from the RO water. But you know, his watering bowl is full. Nope. So anyway, yeah. You know what, Canadian Haven? That Ruth, sorry, you know what? When my mic wasn't working, when I saw your name, I'm like, there she is, my volcano queen, which is also an orchid, but you know, we've seen each other there as well. What a shame, all this buildup, everything going on, and the one day the fissure opened, boom, it was go time, and then it petered out. It was like opening a bottle of champagne. You got the mediocre plop, you know, and then there's no bubbles. That's what I was saying without audio. Anyway, I'm so glad you brought that up so I could repeat that because I was laughing. I was like, there she is, my volcano queen. Nick says, have you thought about making stream courses dedicated to specific groups in order to make your Nico? Nico, that Nico, right? Bello Nico, right? Oh my goodness. I haven't seen you in yonks. You see, my memory only goes with what I see, and then I associate what I remember, forgetting real names, obviously. The ciao bello Nico, no? Something like that. Ah, if this is you, it's good to see you. Okay, streaming courses dedicated to specific groups. You need to be a little bit more specific with that. That one. Oh my goodness. It is good to see you. Oh, I was so happy to see you. Thank you for joining on this stream. Because, you know, sometimes you sort of think, where's that person? Where's that person? And no obligation to stick around, you know. It's a free world, but you know, you sometimes get used to people and think, oh, I hope they're okay. But then you don't want to intrude. Sometimes I search names to say, should I leave another comment under this comment and check and see if the person's all right? It's a fine line between, what is she doing contacting me, asking me if she's okay? Leave me alone, woman. This is stalkerish. You know what I mean? You don't want to go there, but oh, it's good to see you. Oh, happy days. All right. Even if I don't see you now for 6 months. Nope, not good. I'm taking that back. Pop in every once in a while and say hi. Anyway, so be more specific, please. If you, about this dedicated groups. I want more information on that because last winter I did some, in my opinion, heavy duty live streams full of information, which I'm happy to break down into smaller chunks because they were like, well, let's just say alphabet soup, but all about orchids. And it was a big bowl of information, even though I specifically targeted what I was talking about, but it was like a lecture, yeah, kind of thing. So let me know what you're talking about. Thank you. Thank you. Sincerity. Yes, that's what I would like to definitely convey because that's part of my makeup. We caught our cats licking the bathtub. What? So we just came up and put a waterfall in the pan. That is funny. Oh my goodness. And Snow Dragonka's son, let me tell you something, especially with the Orchid Ninjas. I have always thought I need to be reaching out to Orchid Ninjas. How are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. But I don't. Precisely for that reason, what I've just mentioned. It's like, no, there's a fine line, and I don't know what is the fine line for everybody in different ways. So to keep it simple, here I am. As an Orchid Ninja, you have privileges. And it's not about keeping in touch or not keeping in touch, but there were some concerns in my mind as well, yeah. So, that's why when the Snoop Cam, which I've introduced, and we'll be doing Snoop Cam again, yes, I feel like until Friday I'm going to be okay mobility-wise. I mean, nobody needs to see a question mark walking around, right? Like King Louis, me holding a pot while I try to walk in through the door. The Witches of Eastwick, but not the pretty one. That kind of style. But yeah, because Snoop Cam, for example, gives the Orchid Ninjas also either the opportunity to pop in then and there or leave a comment. You know what I mean? So trust, I am not trying to overstep any privileges. The reverse is true. You have privileges and you approach me at any given point in time or not. It's fine. But know that I'm so grateful for you. Just never, ever forget that. I always think of my volcano friend. Yeah, the recent one I was, Ruth, the recent one. Goodness me, I didn't understand why Dr. Fox 2000 wasn't commenting, or he was just putting the streams on 24 hours and he wasn't there. So I felt, I don't know if it was there that we met or was it Afar TV? But while that thing was going, I had a lot to do. So while I was editing, I would be watching it. And on top of that, it only lasted 3 days. So there's that. I mean, it hardly got going and then it poofed out. Are we going to do which marches? Because I could join with my twinsies. Oh, Snow Dragonka, son, I'm so sorry that you can relate. I don't wish this on anybody. I don't. The thing is that today I refused to take a painkiller because it wasn't as bad and it was a warm day. So I've been doing one day with a painkiller or the other day with an anti-inflammatory, and then I tried 2 days in a row not to do anything because, first of all, they're expensive. Secondly, I don't want to get used to them. I don't. I've been doing my stretching. Okay, trigger warning, too much information. Here we go. I've been doing my stretches. So I have a couch, thankfully, still have a couch. And I have a place where I can bend over the rest, the backrest, because it's like an L-shaped couch. So there's one that's more exposed. Nothing is up against the wall. And then I just hang there upside down with my hips right at the crease of the bend. And because I'm so tall, I can't really dangle the way I would like to really open up the vertebrae. So I'm like halfway to the seating area. And then King comes up and starts to play with my hair. I'm like, I can't win. But that has helped a lot, even though my other stretches that I do, I'm out in the sunshine, I'm with Stan the Man, because that's the warmest corner. And so I do my stretches there, but the best one I can do to open up without falling over, which is another thing, you got to hold on to something, because once you've fallen over, it's like, okay, now what? Hello? Anybody home? Anyone? Hello? Yeah, he could, that's right. He could jump on my stuff, I'm telling you. And I was also talking with Julie's Orchids. I've got my gym ball, the big, like the medicine ball I always used to do gym on. I've got that upstairs. I may actually need to bring that down and sit on it just so for alignment's sake. But oh my goodness, it's been a nightmare. And I keep saying a week, but some days have passed since then. So Snoop Cam will be up and running again, probably until Friday, and then give me a moment to adjust to see if there's any point in Snoop Cam, because the orchids may just be inside. Because by the time the temperatures match indoor and outdoors, yeah, it's probably time to bring them back in again. So I don't know. Maybe there's some groupings. Oh, it could be worse. Yeah. I need a fifth. Yes, at least. Here's the thing. Barbecue and blues. More TMI, but okay. I hate being touched. I had a very good friend of mine. She used to be beautician, blah, 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 masseuse. And I trusted her. So she gave me, this is like 25 years ago, she gave me like a voucher for my birthday. And she said, okay, a massage, me. And I looked at her, I said, please, no, I'm not, no. Very sweet, thank you, I appreciate the thought. No, but no. Anyway, I trust, okay, whatever. I let her convince me, because, you got to try. Maybe it's just something, and then after a while you'll get over it, like asparagus. I used to hate asparagus, and now I love this stuff. Anyway, it took me 5 minutes. 3 minutes. I was already saying, oh, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to do this. 3 minutes. The woman had barely touched me and gotten into it, getting me to loosen up. And she said, Nina, just back off. Breathe in, breathe out. 5 minutes. I said, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I cannot do this. Please do me a favor. I appreciate it. Please don't. And no offense, but no. So there's that problem. Now, I had somebody back in the day when I was playing golf to adjust me, and he is fantastic. The only reason I actually let him touch me was because I was in so much pain that he was helping. So that was his privilege. I can't afford him anymore. All right. Now, here's the thing. I have somebody that comes during the summer. I call him our summer guest, Walter, the orchid named after him. He comes, and he's a massage therapist, a very good one. And he stays here. So I've got somebody in the house, and he helped me out just before he left. He helped me out. Now he's here, but I'm not in that much pain during those months. And I don't like being touched. So you see where I'm coming from. Do you know? I'm not making excuses, but it's true. It's true. Oh, sometimes when he sees me, I'm a little bit crooked on the hip, and then I always, before I even start walking, I straighten up. So if he needs something and I want to help him out and be helpful, I say, just a minute. I say, un momento, porfa. Un momento. And he knows me, so he says, sí, vale. So I stand up, take a huge breath, using rib cage and everything, stretching with that little string with my head, stand tall. I refuse to buckle, and then I start walking like I'm some kind of mannequin. But then I'm in the flow, and I'm in the right position. But then I'm in less pain as well, so, here we go. Yeah, he's here, and it was bad. The one time my left shoulder was killing me, and he fixed it. Hasn't hurt since. When it's not that painful, I prefer to say I don't need him because I don't like to be touched. It's similar. You could get a massage to fix the back. I mean, yeah, I have to walk there. Exactly. Not only walk there or maybe drive there, get in the car. And like Barbecue and Blues said, bring the person to the house. Well, I could go 2 weeks shopping for that. Isn't it a wonderful movie? I love that movie. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You don't have a car. And in those conditions, oh my goodness. Excuse me, I'm going to just have a drink. I dare not touch the mute button in case I can't unmute anymore. So excusez-moi, there may be a little bit of gulpings. I shall lean away from the mic. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You see, Henita Brown, Happy New Year to you, girlie. It's so good to see you. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate that. You see them barking now? Somebody came across them, like the front. We have a little gate. They hear the gate squeak. And it's not to our property, but in general. And they kick off a kilele like this. But last night with the hoopla beyond the hedge that is much closer, it was crickets from them. Crazy. Sorry if that barking bothers you. Sorry. Okay. We're going to mute. I'm going to risk it. Can you hear me? I'm sorry for that. Sorry about that. Okay, I need some feedback. Is the image that you see on your screen pixelated? Can you tell me? Can you hear me? My bubble is bubbling. I just need to know if it's only me running so much data that it is pixelated. Okay, that's a huge shame. If it's only me running so much data. And that's me now, again, on another piece. Okay. Let me just see how bad. Okay, if there's more activity in the background, let me know if you're okay handling it. Okay, my computer looks way worse than this. It looks embarrassing. Okay, right. At least you see. Yeah, I won't. I think you know why. I think I mentioned that before. Okay, right. I'll work on this. Okay. Because unfortunately, what I've got going on here, it's probably running too much data. That's why mine looked worse. But okay, I'll work on it. I'll work hard. I'll work hard to get my videos out. Okay. Nothing is pixelated and you can hear me. Woo! Teeny tiny pin image is good. No, yes. Alrighty. Everybody has a different take. At least there is something there. Okay, so where were we before we were rudely interrupted by a welcoming committee because my daughter has gotten a New Year's visitor. Okay. Is it okay? Can you hear the background? Is it annoying? And where were we? I've lost my train of thought. Witches of Eastwick. Great movie. That was one train of thought. I've lost my train of thought. Anyway, so Nick, if you're still here, I do have a question for you. I would like to know the specifics of what you were asking above. about making streams, courses dedicated to specific groups in order to make the channel grow more. Specific groups meaning what? I don't know how to interpret that and make it and take notes. Time to start a new train. A new train. Time to start a new train. Train. Snowdragon-san, I'm sorry. I am completely out of my mojo now because I had to go and answer the door. Oh, training for the dogs maybe? I don't know. I'm lost. I'm lost in my own stream. How pathetic is that? Right here. Okay, so I'm writing you an email right now because I've limited. Oh, okay, gotcha. Fantastic. Train of thought. Trying to start a new train of thought. Thank you. Snowdragon-san always coming in clutch with the great ideas. Okie dokie. So this is what I would like to do. And if you have, oh yes, we're going to talk time zones. I need your feedback and everybody listening back. If you're going to be listening back, I know that these kinds of videos are not exactly good digesting material. They're a bit long once they are up as a video. So I'll make a separate video. I know I will double up on the information, but I need feedback. There's no point me doing a poll in the community section. I have too many questions. But I do want to know if people are shy to come up, embarrassed to come up, think they have to show their face and they don't want to do that because I can stop all that, think they're not technologically savvy because there's a link and then what? You know what? When I got this streaming software, I was clueless. I practiced with Fernanda Nacimiento for 2 separate sessions, and then it was like sink or swim. Right, I'm back. Okay, anyway, feedback. 2 cats snarling like old drunks. I got you. This is the strangest thing, you know, that New Year's Eve, nothing, and then all of a sudden it's like...
I'm sorry.
No. No, you're fine. You're fine, sweetheart. Don't... That's okay. Don't worry. I don't want you to feel bad. It's your house too, you know. My daughter's feeling guilty. Oh, she's feeling bad. Anyway, so yes, so I would like your feedback. Obviously, weekends and things are probably more ideal. It's a bit difficult when it comes to time zones, but I also would like to, for example, what I mentioned in my monologue in the stream that I deleted, if there are any questions, for example, in the comments section, yes, you will get a reply, but would that be something then that you would like to come up and discuss one-on-one in a stream? You know, I really want to get people talking. I do. And even if I invite another channel up as a guest, it's not just consuming. I want to hear so much about people that don't have channels for their own personal reasons, time, life, etc., but have so much to say, or maybe want or don't know that they have so much to say and end up like me, blah 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 to the point that some of my videos I'm struggling to keep at 15 minutes. And then there's, of course, question sessions like Q&As, no, not orchid related. You know, some people know just about everything there is that I have shared already on this channel. And then there's others that maybe don't know. So for one group of people, it's a repeat, and then for another group of people, maybe not. So it has to be a communication thing. So for 2024, I really would like to have streaming feedback and make the interactive part of it actually with voices, not just a voice. And, you know, like Nick typing away. So if I can do it, and I had to Google just about everything. Now, I consider myself computer savvy, technologically savvy, blah, blah, blah. I can run an Excel sheet and, you know, run circles around you with Excel and this, that, and the other. And, but that is not computer savvy compared to YouTube or filming or editing or figuring out why a video isn't performing, figuring out how to use streaming software. Dang, this was a whole new world for me. And let me tell you, if I can do it, so can you. You know, I'm not forcing anybody, but I'm forcing you. At least I'm forcing you to think about it, if you know what I mean. You struggle with talking publicly. Me too. Can you believe it? Snow Dragonka-san, I am the person behind the scenes making sure that the speaker shines. I am the person that makes sure they've got their mic, they get their flowers afterwards, they get their accommodation, they get their transportation to and from the venue, and that they get everything their heart's desires. And then I promote the event to the world, or, you know, to the press, etc., etc. And that person is center of attention, not me. Nobody knows my name. At least that was part of my profession in the past. We are beyond that now. So here I am. And the only reason I'm going to say I'm not on camera is because I've messed my face up. And I need it to heal. Depression is a nightmare. And it's concerning. I don't want, you know, I don't want to be slapping makeup on every day all the time. So the Orchid Ninjas have had to put up with some things. Oh, you're so sweet for putting up with all of that. But there, you know, there is progression in certain things. But I also want to open up the lines of communication in more ways than one or two. Snow Dragonka says, I do publish blogs, though lately I've started to do a second job in my free time last year, which is why I was so absent. I read rule books for unreleased games and do an overview for other people so they don't have to read it themselves. It was a rough start to do that, even sharing my own thoughts to who knows who and how many people. Yes. And this is obviously a place where I am completely lost because I've never been into games and I wasn't a gamer. I know someone who was, and I always thought they were talking to me when they were saying something, but they were actually talking to the game. So I kept going, what, ¿qué, cómo, what, huh? But no, well, good for you. Good for you for going there, out of your comfort zone. Absolutely great. Well done. It takes a lot. But here's the thing with the computer savviness. I can talk you through, somebody click the link, and then you're not right up here yapping away with me because you'll appear sort of backstage for the lingo. It's backstage. And until you're not comfortable, we talk in a private chat that nobody sees. If I say turn your camera off, you don't know how to do it, I'll talk you through it. But it's all so easy these days, and I'm saying easy, everything's easy when you know how, because the icons are all the same. So a camera, if it's not got a slash through it or X'd out or it's not grayed out, that means it's on. And then you can switch it off. Your mic turns on. There's certain things you may have to take the volume out of the YouTube part or get out of YouTube completely. Things like that, but it would be so amazing. My other hobby of like 100 board games also got back to fountain pens, and oh, love fountain pens. So which is your favorite fountain pen? I love fountain pens. Oh my goodness. I wanted to learn calligraphy. I remember that part. Long time ago, I got myself all the kit and caboodle for calligraphy. And I started, but here we are. I don't do calligraphy very well. I like my fountain pens. I also have the Faber-Castell, excuse me, the Faber-Castell box of the top double-tiered color pencils when I was designing stuff. Oh, so good. Pilot Prera. I love that pen to death. Okay. Interesting. Now, I could ask you a plethora of questions about your Pilot Prera, why you prefer that. Is it because of the way, is it the size of it? Is it the flex of it? Is it because how the ink pours out of it? Do you have it with cartridge? Do you make it as a dip? Does a cartridge go in the back, or is it a fountain, as in you fill in the ink into a reservoir and screw it back up? So many questions. But there's another deciding factor when we come to this kind of streaming. I say something and we have a delay of 11 or 15 seconds. Now, if Snowda Gronka-san were to be up on panel, we would be talking about fountain pens. I know, not orchid related, but it would be a good example, because maybe we were talking about her growing her orchids in jars for the first 40 minutes, 50 minutes. I can write down the timestamp. And then we talk about things like this, which I think is mind-blowing. I love hearing about these things. Faber-Castell Polychromos of 30 said, didn't use them in 3 months. Oh, goodness me. I love my Faber-Castell box. I still have it. It's moved with me everywhere for the past 15 years. But that thing was in a huge bag. I took it everywhere in case I needed to sketch something for a client. I could do it then and there, pretty much rough it up. Now I would probably need, like an iPad with an Apple Pencil. But I prefer, if I could, rock up with my old case and kit and caboodle. They'll probably look at me and say, yeah, no, we don't do boomer here anymore. Excuse me, lady, do you know how to use the software with the Apple Pencil? I would say yes, but this is impressive because I can erase with the Apple Pencil, but let me show you a sketch where I'm not doing any erasing. How about that? These days you can do everything and go, oh, well, yeah, you just erase it like that and that. No. Come up with an idea and draw it in front of the person with some shades of color, etc., and then present it and talk about it as you're drawing. That is what I call skill. Last thing I drew with my Polychrome was, 3 days. Oh, yes, well, you are definitely more, let's say, detailed than I am. I used to just take my sketchbook also as my portfolio, because if somebody liked what they saw, and of course I'm not saying I was Da Vinci, no, I was not, but I had, different angles, different approaches, different relations, different perspectives, all for the project of a client. So, I could flip through and, start a new page and take out my box of crayons. And then I would take it home and refine it, but I would have to then put it on digital. So there was that. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine even thinking about doing that again. But anyway, so yes, I'm going to call it now at this point in time. I'm going to be a pain in the derriere, but I think it's a good thing. In my opinion, it's a good thing to get more voices to be heard. And you know what? Once you do it once, the next time it's going to be so much easier. And then the next time, it's not just one person with me, it could be 2 or 3. And we're all bouncing ideas off of each other. Of course, focusing on orchids. And then I do my little thing in the back. And if anybody wants to continue talking as we deviate into different areas, then the stream will be posted with the timestamp as from when things go a little bit sideways, left or right, whatever. Or somebody may watch or listen to the whole thing. But this channel is not a person. This channel is a community, the orchid community. So I would love to break the ice. And I know that puts pressure on some of you. I get it. Because in order for me to break the ice, that means, you know what that means. That means taking the link that is pinned up there in the blue and let's figure it out together. And nobody needs to be embarrassed or intimidated. Listen, I just put a 30-minute stream on private because I was talking to myself thinking my mic was on. You can't, we're all human after all, right? So, I mean, yes, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing, but it's reality. I'm not really realistic much, not much. Put a mine onto the page on. Yeah, realism is tough. To do realism, that is when people can sort of go, yeah, I don't see it. And then it's like, well, you know. So realism is a really, really hard one. Thank you, Ruth, so much. Thank you so much for that. It's really encouraging. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I have no plan as to when the next stream will be. It'll all depend on the weather and see what, you know, my creaky joints can handle sitting on the derriere, which is always a bit of a challenge. But yeah, I'm going to be a pain. So probably next time some of you will be missing because I'm going to go, hello. You know what I'm going to tell you or ask you. I don't mean to be a pain. I want to encourage. Alrighty. You guys, thank you all so much for being here. And thank you on a New Year's Day. It was good to see you. It was nice to see that you got through safely. Please send me any pictures you want to send me, please do. And if you want them shared on the community post, let me know as well. Or they will just be my view for my personal viewing pleasure, which I love. Alrighty. Have a great rest of your night and stay safe. Heal, Snow Dragonka Sun, please. Heal, as in not heal like my dog is doing right now because he heard the word. I mean healing, H-E-A-L. All right. Ruth, it was wonderful to see you again. And maybe Iceland will pop off again and we'll meet in that chat room, whichever one it was, I forget. They're building the berm to hopefully save Grindavik. But thank you so much, Snow Dragonka Sun. And Richard and Nico, bello. It was so good that you dropped by. And Barbecue and Blues. Thank you all so much for being here. Wish you once again a happy new year. Stay safe. Hasta la próxima. Adios. Take care. Bye.